Hey guys, so in this video I want to develop the idea of a derivative. This is a word you might have heard thrown around, but now we're going to figure out what it actually means. Start us off, I want us to look at this function that we have right here. What we're looking at is the graph of f of x equals x squared plus 1. You know, function we know and love. And something else we're going to need the slope formula. We know slope from good old algebra 1. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which I'm going to rewrite as this, just because this notation will be more useful for us as we think about calculus. And so what is the derivative? What is it doing? So it is the slope. Derivative is the slope of a tangent line. So if we're at a specific point and I want to find a tangent line to it, the derivative helps me find its slope. Let's say we take this point as an example. Let's say I want the line that is going to be tangent to this. So how does that work? So I want this line. And what does it mean to be tangent? It's only touching it at that point. So in order to do this, we need to develop the idea. So to start us off, we'll take something called a secant line. A secant line is when I go through more than one point, so it's not tangent. So let's say I have this line, for example. Now, this line is definitely not tangent. It's not tangent at the point in question. My point in question is 1, 2. But I'm doing a pretty good job. I have a secant line that looks like it's pretty, it's getting closer. So the other point on it is the point 2, 5. So I want to find the slope of this secant line. So I can start us off. It's f2 minus f1 over 2 minus 1, right? I'm subtracting the x's and I'm subtracting the y values. We know that's going to be 5 minus 2 over 2 minus 1. Which gives me 3 over 1, which is 3. Okay, so this line has a slope of 3. We could do better. That's still not the tangent line slope. What's a way we could do better? I could, this would go, get closer, right? So I'm still looking at this point. So instead of choosing 2, 5, what if I choose a point right here? Right now I'd be getting closer to making it a tangent line, right? So I picked, and you guys saw what I just did, I picked the point that was right at around 1.5. So I'm going to write my points like this. And I wonder, I'm going to move my face over here. So then I have 1.5, right around there. 1.5 and then f at 1.5. This might be an even better slope. We could even determine it. Let's see. So m is equal to f of 1.5 minus f of 1 over 1.5 minus 1. If we do 1.5 squared plus 1, because we know this is going to be minus 2. 1.5 squared plus 1 gives us 3.25, I believe. Okay, so let's do the math. We have 3.25 minus 2, that's 1.25 over 0.5. So this is equal to 2.5. I think that slope is even better, right? Still not perfect, but we're getting better. What would be even more useful? What if, and I'll use a different color, what if I pick this point? Right? Let's say that point is, and what I'm going to do, watch, I had the point, the one where I'm trying to find the slope of the tangent line. And I picked one right here. Let's say that first point is still 1, f of 1. And then the other point is, let's say let's say I did 1.01. We can figure out what that slope is. Minus f of 1 over 1.01 minus 1. I know that the denominator is going to be 0.01. This is going to be 2. What's this value? We need to do 1.01 squared plus 1. And that's going to give us 2.0201. If I do all this math, I'm going to get, let's see, I'll do it on the side here. I get 2.01. So now the slope of this line is 2.01. Now, we have to notice this is still not tangent, right? We still went through another point on the graph. My goal is to just have a line that goes only through that point. Okay? So like, how are we going to do this? Well, what we've noticed by doing this is the closer we get to the point, the better our estimate gets. So this is what we really want to do. Wrong. What we're really trying to do here is we want the slope between this point, the one we're trying to do, and itself. But what happens if I do that? Uh-oh. I get 0 over 0, right? That's not defined. So what are we actually going to do? What we're trying to do, and we notice every time, between these 2 points, the points we're looking at, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to erase this. Try one more time. This is the point we were looking at. Every time there's how much distance between these 2 points. There's a delta x difference, right? What I want is to smush that delta x difference. I want it to be 0. I want there to be no space between the points I'm using for slope. But that's impossible, because otherwise we get this situation. Right? Which is impossible. So what can we actually do instead? We can take the limit. We can say we want this distance to approach 0, but never actually be 0. So what we'll say is we want the limit of x2 minus x1 to approach 0 of f of x2 minus f of x1 over x2 minus x1. And that is how we are going to get our limit statement, how we're going to get the limit statement that gives us our derivative. What we're going to end up doing is, instead of saying x2 minus x1, we're going to call it delta x, the difference between those two x's. So we can even rewrite this limit statement. We'll make it delta x approaches 0, and in our denominator have delta x. And I'm going to rewrite this a little bit. I'm going to say that my starting, so this is what the point I wanted, this was x. The point that I'm going to, whatever it may be, right? I have to get to it, I have to add delta x. So this point here, this is x, f of x. This point here, I'm going to say is x plus delta x, which means my f function is f of x plus delta x. And that's how I'm going to rewrite the limit statement now. I'm going to have f of x plus delta x minus f of x over delta x. This is what we call the limit definition of the derivative. And I'm going to write that. Limit definition of the derivative. And we're going to see how to apply this in the next video.